Hey there, and welcome to today's class. Today we'll be doing a full body yoga flow, just to really get into every nook and cranny of our bodies and just get a nice little stretch going. So to begin, we'll start off in a child's pose. So having our knees as wide as the mat without big toes touching, we're just going to walk our hands out in front of us, sinking our head down as we bring and rest our forehead down on the mat. And from here we can just take the next few breaths just to settle in, clear our minds, and bring our focus right here on the mat. Taking some nice deep breaths in through the nose, feeling your lungs fill up and expand, and gently relaxing as we sigh it out through the mouth. Taking another deep breath in, and a cleansing breath out. And lifting your left shoulder up slightly, you're going to slide your right hand between your arm and your leg as you bring your right shoulder down as we come into a variation of thread the needle. Coming back up straight, move on to the other side. So straighten your right arm out and threading your left arm down as you bring your left shoulder and left ear down to the mat. And bringing ourselves back to center, and then push ourselves onto our hands and our knees to come into a tabletop position. And going through some rounds of cat-cow, we're going to take a breath in. As we're doing, dip our bellies down, lifting our chin up, and then exhaling, bringing chin to chest as we round our backs out, pushing our spine as high as we can. Taking a deep breath in for your cow, and exhale into your cat. You can maybe invite some free movement for your next few rounds, maybe shifting your weight back and forth with every inhale and exhale. And going through one last round. Then you can come back to your center and keep our right hand grounded as we extend our left hand out in front of us. And with your left knee grounded, reaching back with your right leg, straightening it up, bringing it in line with your spine. And from here, we're going to hold here for a breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to bend both our leg and our arm to the sides, coming out to a balancing tabletop variation. And then inhale to extend back out. Inhale to go to the sides. Exhale out. We're going through one last round. Inhale. And exhale. You can bring your hand and knee back down. We can move on to the other side. So left hand grounded as your right hand extends out. And your left foot floating up, coming in line with your spine. Holding here for a breath in. And exhale to bend to the sides. Inhale to extend. And exhale. And one last time. Inhale. And exhale. And with that, bring hand and knee back down. And then tucking your back toes, you're going to lift our knees up as we raise our hips. And we should come into our first downward dog. In your down dog, you can just pedal your dog out, bringing one heel down at a time, focusing on keeping a nice straight back, head nice and loose. And then keeping our left foot grounded, we're going to take an inhale as we raise our right leg up, keeping your leg straight for a three-legged dog. And then exhaling, placing our foot between our hands as we keep our back knee up, raising our hands above our head as we come into a high crescent lunge. Focusing on engaging our core, keeping our hips square, and our shoulders in line. And then keeping our right foot grounded with a slight bend, we're going to throw our back leg up as we come into a warrior three, making a nice little T shape with our bodies, focusing on keeping our hips square. And then bring our left foot down next to our right foot. We can just fold over, coming into a forward fold. Taking a breath in to lift our chest up halfway. And as you exhale, you're going to sink your hips, bending your knees as you throw your hands over your head to come into a chair. And you have the option to either stay here with your heels grounded, or you can float up off your heels, coming onto your toes for flying chair variation. Holding here for one more breath. And then exhale, grounding your heels, straightening your legs back into your fold. And one more time, inhale to lift your chest up halfway. And then exhaling, bring your hands down to mat, stepping back into your plank. So you hold your full breath in. And then exhaling, dropping our knees down to the mat as we sink our chest and our chin all the way down. And now keeping our hands grounded to push our chest up for a cobra. Before exhaling back into our downward dog. Moving on to the other side, right foot grounded as our left foot rises as high as it can. And then exhaling, foot between your hands. As you raise yourselves up into your high lunge. And then leaning forward as we float our back foot up. Coming into our Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Bring right foot down. Coming down into a fold. Inhale to come into a flat back. And then exhale, dropping our hips, bending our knees to come into the chair. And maybe even floating our heels or flying chair. Then exhale back into your fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, hands down to mat, stepping back into your plank. Inhale to hold. And exhale to, and you have the option now to either drop your knees again, or you can keep them straight as you lower down to chaturanga. Inhale to push your chest up for a cobra, or you can even lift your thighs off for an up dog. Before exhaling back into your downward dog. And then walking your feet to the top of the mat, coming back into your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And then as you exhale, you're going to come down and step back with your right foot. Bring your knee down and raise your hands above your head for a low lunge. Before cactusing your arms out to the side and just gently leaning back for a nice little back bend. And straightening back out. Heel turning your foot slightly forward before bending your front leg. So we push our hips back to our back heel to come into a half splits, half Hanuman. And then bending our front knee, placing our right hand next to our left foot as we raise our back knee and opening our chest out to the left to come into a twist. Exhaling, bring your left hand down, stepping back into your plank, holding your full breath in, exhale to lower, inhale to come into a back bend of choice, before exhaling back into your downward dog. Once more, walking your feet back to the top of the mat. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to step back into your low lunge. Cactusing your arms out as we gently lean back, letting your head fall back nice and loose. It's standing back up straight, walking your front foot slightly forward as we push our hips back, straightening our right leg as we come into our half splits. Bending your front knee, placing left hand down, raising your back knee as we raise our right hand as high as we can for our twist. Then bring your right hand down, step back into your plank, holding your full breath in. Exhale to chaturanga down. Inhale to bend. Before exhaling back into your downward dog. You can come down, bring both your knees back down to the mat, and you can roll over them to come into a seated position with your left leg extended out in front of you and your right leg bent. We're going to go into a single leg fold. So taking a breath in, you're going to square out your hips facing your left leg. Then as you exhale, you're going to hinge over your hips, folding over your leg. And keep a slight bend in your knee if you need it. You reach for our front feet. And when we've reached our limit, just relaxing into the fold. And slowly rolling back up straight. Placing our left hand onto our right knee, and with our right hand just behind our back for support, We're going to take a breath in, opening our chest out, lengthening our spine. And as you exhale, twisting, pulling your right shoulder back. And if your neck feels fine for it, you can even turn it and gaze behind you. Twisting yourself back to center, and you can swap your legs over. Right leg extended out, left foot bent. Taking a breath in, opening your chest as much as you can before exhaling as you gently fold over your right leg and then relaxing into the fold. Gently rolling back up straight. Bringing right hand to knee, left hand just behind your back. Opening your chest up and then exhaling into the twist. Gently releasing yourself from the twist. Bending both knees, you're going to come to meet me laying on your back. And you're going to bring your feet as close to your body as you can, to the point where you can touch your heels with your hands. And going into a bridge pose, we're going to keep our feet grounded as we start by lifting our hips up, then our lower back, middle back, and finally upper back, tucking our chin into our chest. So we have a nice straight line from our knees to our shoulders. And you have an option to either stay as is, or you can clasp your hands below your lower back and even lift your heels to come onto your tippy toes. And then releasing your hands, gently dropping your heels before bringing your upper back down, middle, lower, then hips. And you can straighten your left leg out. You raise your right leg up, keeping as straight as you can, and letting it fall over to the left. And with your arms, you can place them out to the sides in a T shape. You really want to focus on keeping your right shoulder as grounded as you can for the supine twist. And once more, if your neck is fine, twisting it and gazing to the right. Twisting head back to center as we bring our right leg down to mat and moving on to with our left leg, raising it up, keeping it as straight as we can and letting it fall over to the right before twisting our head to look to the left. Turning our head back to center, bring our legs back together. We can just bend them both and windscreen wipe our legs from side to side. Just releases any back tension we might be feeling. Before bringing our hands by our sides, straightening our legs as we come to the final pose of our practice of Shavasana. From here, you can just keep your eyes closed. Get a nice steady breath. As we just clear our minds, relax our bodies, and just take the next few minutes just to forget about all our stresses and strains. Maybe just let our mind drift away. And we can gently wake our bodies back up. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and gently out back through the nose or the mouth. And start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Introducing some movement slowly back in your body. You can bend both your knees, hugging them into your chest. Just give it a nice little gentle squeeze. Rocking your body from side to side. And then very gently, you can either stay laying on your backs, or you can come meet me in a seated position, eyes still closed. And we just take a moment just to reflect, soaking in on the practice. Notice how we're feeling. Notice any other stress or tension we might be feeling in our neck and our shoulders. Just taking note and relaxing it away. And then bring palms together up to heart center. We can take one last breath in together. We can bow as we exhale to close our practice. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you felt some benefits, felt a little bit more relaxed, a little more productive. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything else you would like me to do, and I hope to see you again next time on the yoga mat.